I fell in love with your work when I saw your blue piece here. So where do you get your ideas for your sculpture?
Oh, these pieces were made in response to an op-ed that I read that was in the New York Times. It was about mass extinction, and the writer suggested that we don't need to worry about extinction because it's a natural phenomenon, and since humans are natural, then whatever we do is okay. And my background is in biology, and my area of research was evolutionary biology, so it bothered me for weeks, months, that this very disingenuous article had been published. And I thought about how to respond to that, and all my work is really a response to my concerns. So I hatched some ideas that were quite angry. Then I thought, no, I need to turn this on its head, because on the one hand, I didn't want to make art that would require months and months of work that would have to do with anger. I didn't want to meditate on it in this way. So I turned it around to make creatures that cause people to ask questions and to look and to see this, fabulous diversity that we have on Earth that we're losing.
I think you turn things that people don't think of into beautiful objects. Like we're afraid of spiders or sharks, and you're conveying it. No, nature's beautiful.
Yes, well, these creatures are just astonishingly gorgeous. It's beautiful to watch them move. They're mesmerizing. They, in the coral reefs, they have colors like this. They truly are spectacular. And, I guess the challenge for me was to create sculptures that are artworks that, represent these organisms, but then go on to be works of art. They're not intended to be biological, specimens per se. They really are intended to be sculptures. And so I worked at that. I chose the material for the project because styrofoam lets you work large, gives you a lot of freedom for sculpting, and I love that process of carving the pieces and watching them grow as you carve. So in that way, the materials are actually pretty mundane. I did use a coating material that's specific and hopefully will make the pieces more durable. Styrofoam is used in a lot of sculpture, and these could be, in fact, a lot of people make maquettes from the foam, and then they go on to transfer it to some much more durable material, say for outdoors. These pieces unfortunately couldn't be placed outside because of the particular material I've used.
So with you're making finished sculpture out of something that used to be an intermediate process.
It is, it's a step in the process of learning. For me, I'm like Al, I'm very interested in the process of learning how to work in different media, how to make art in a different way, learn new processes. So it's another exploration in a series of explorations I've made, and it's these are finished works, but the process of learning takes me another step to a project that just is a continuation down that path of exploring.
And what do you see yourself doing in the future?
Well, my goal is to make art for the rest of my life, to make art that takes me as far as it can take me in terms of learning and exploration, discovery, because I experience art in that way. So it's a journey. It's just a journey.
And when did you start doing your artwork? Were you always an artist who was also a biologist, or did you come to it later?
I come from a background of poverty, so when I did start college, which was pretty unusual for anyone in my family to even contemplate, I didn't know that art was an intellectual pursuit. I had no idea. I had no idea what the world had to offer me. So I was very good in the sciences, and I understood that, you know, people got jobs in science, and so that's what I studied, and just pursued biology instead of art. And then at some point in my life, I felt this need to express myself and have this just very deep need to just handle a lot of concerns. So I started taking art classes, and the work became more and more compelling, and to the point that it really just became an obsession, and I realized this is what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. And so I jumped.
As we all did. I was lucky enough that my parents ignored my choice and like, yeah, whatever, you know. And my mom was a free thinker, so it was like, whatever, you know. But they were more restricted on my brother, you know. It's like, you know, she's fine, you can, you gotta do something, you know, so I felt blessed that way. But the cool thing, and I find about you, is that when I was in grad school, it was the School of Arts and Sciences, and I always see that scientists and artists almost think the same. They're pursuing these ephemeral goals that other people can't see at the time.
Yeah, I think that I bring to art that sense of trying to, I guess, discover something, and having a, you know, kind of this process that is, it's not rigorous in the way you go about doing science, but it's certainly pragmatic and methodical. So, and that may be unusual for other artists, I don't know. I've thought a bit about the similarities and differences of art and science, and you know, scientists do operate to some degree on what they'll say is intuition, but it's not really. It's a deeper understanding. It's a deeper understanding of nature and deeper understanding of what it is that they're exploring. And that often drives their work, and then it has to be structured in a formal way to pursue, I guess, ideas, questions. Whereas in art, you know, you have so much more freedom, and the discoveries for me come along the way, as opposed to you know, getting some great idea or having an epiphany. Oh, I'm going to make this. It's more. Oh wow, look at this, look what grew when I was able to get my conscious, I guess, control out of the way and let my animal subconscious drive this. Look what's in there, it's frightening and wonderful.
Well, thank you so much, Suzette, and
Thanks.
great luck on the show.
Thanks very much.